because parenting is not policing. I'd like to call all parents to be the reading partner of your child. Read the books they like and review those together. Listen to audiobooks of their choice during family drives. Watch movies or TV series that they like with them, no matter how boring it may seem to you. Be their best friend, listen to their stories, talk to them.
Great job, Faatiha. Amazing.
Thank you so much. You're a powerhouse.
Thank you, Faatiha. And our next main stage speaker, let's have wild applause for Faatiha.
Imagine one morning when you were approaching the school building. You were bewildered by lots of police cars with loud sirens surrounding your school. When you entered the building, instead of your assistant principal, a police officer greeted you. He asked you lots of questions. And finally, when you entered the classroom, you found out that all of your classmates had that same experience that morning. Then your teacher told you that the previous day, an anonymous figure had posed a threat to your school community using social media. How would you feel? Yes, that's exactly what happened to my school just a couple of months ago. Leave apart my school, let me ask you, do you have a friend or sibling or cousin in middle school who don't make eye contact while talking? Have you often come across parents attending social gatherings of your community, leaving the children at home? Is this because they're addicted to devices? Yes, dear audience, this is called nomophobia. We're having a generation who live in a virtual reality by playing Pokemon and die in a cruel reality by playing Blue Whales. We should do something to save these future leaders. I am Faatiha Aayat from IS 230, the Magdalene School for Civics in the Community. Nowadays, as early as age 11, young people can expect to have access to smartphones and devices. These devices can be used not only to call or text, but also to access the internet and play games, including a rapidly expanding number of social media sites. I know that these devices open an exciting and informative world to young people, and they help them learn a lot. But excessive use of these devices can lead to undesirable experiences, such as social isolation and cyberbullying, and mental problems such as distress and depression. Research conducted by the Department of Educational Psychology at the University of Wisconsin found that middle school children spend more than 3 hours each day on devices. Unbelievable, right? What's even more alarming is that their social media accounts are public, meaning it can be accessed by anyone. And many of the students use social media as a competition to see who can get the most number of likes. A CNN study of 13-year-olds and their relationship with social media, called #being13, found that participants who check their social media 50 to 100 times a day are 47% more likely to be distressed than those who don't. Whether it's deciding which app to use, what picture to post, or how to respond to someone's snarky comment. Middle school students are not experts, I can tell you. So, what would our community look like if this issue were no longer present? Before social media came and devices came, the way middle school students interacted was different. You might think that's why they were less socially active, but in reality, it just made them more efficient at communication. They used to be more connected, and we appear to be more distracted. Yes, before social media, they might have had fewer connections online, but they definitely had stronger connections offline. They used to go to church together on Sundays or played board games as a family. They used to talk to their parents at the dinner table and not stare at the devices like now. Life was much simpler before all these devices and social media came along because it was much easier for middle school students to go outside and hang out with friends. But now, everything has changed. Instead of skateboarding around town on the weekends or playing games with family, this new generation seems to be spending more time indoors looking at screens. You might be wondering, what does our community have to do to address this issue? We cannot address this issue individually. We must come up together collectively. Schools, libraries, community centers, in-person clubs for different activities, such as swimming, hiking, and biking, all must play their roles. And families can cast the most important role. At one side of the coin, children should maintain their parent trust by not doing anything foolish online. And on the other side, parents should maintain their children's trust by not being intrusive in how they monitor their child's social media use. Because parenting is not policing. In this early stage of social media use, children should be open with parents, and parents should be sufficiently respectful towards their children's needs. And this is how we can maintain a delicate balance of trust and awareness. The most important question is, what specific action should we take? I'd like to call all parents to be the reading partner of your child. Read the books they like and review those together. Listen to audiobooks of their choice during family drives. Watch movies or TV series that they like with them, no matter how boring it may seem to you. Be their best friend, listen to their stories, talk to them, give advice when asked. Give them more responsibility to manage their life at home and at school. Because if you seem genuinely interested, then only will your children share more with you. I'd like to remind all middle school students that social media allows us to share not exactly who we are, but just a carefully curated version of ourselves with no rough edges. When we hide behind the sophisticated mask of cultivated perfection and constantly worry about how we look to others, life feels less authentic and more stressful because we're not acting naturally. Instead, we're trying to control our image at every turn. So making sure that middle school students are aware of their use of social media and devices will help them be more socially active. Thank you.
Great job, Faatiha. Amazing. Susan, we're going to come to you.
Hi. So you are a strong and impassioned speaker about a topic that I think is difficult to talk about. It's something that certainly resonates with me both in my personal behavior, in my family behavior, with my students, in almost every aspect of my world. So I am thrilled to see you take on this very difficult topic. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love the way that you frame this issue around connection and reconnection and not seeing it as just an individual problem, but seeing it as a collective problem. So I have some questions for you. My first question for you is, how do you think your peers respond when you talk about this issue?
I've talked about this issue before coming here with them, and my classmates thought it was a very great topic, and I shared my script with them, and they said that they were able to connect their life with what I just said. So they were very glad that I was talking about this issue because they found that a lot of the things that I said connected with them, with their personal life.
That's great. Another question for you, because I think you're really knowledgeable on this subject, and I appreciate that you're sharing all that knowledge with us. What's one thing everyone in this room can do today around, if you had a magic wand and you could say, everyone do this one thing today, what would that be?
If I could tell everyone to do one thing, it'd be to make sure that they are secure on social media and that they're not doing anything foolish and they're not being harmed by anyone and that they are in a safe space where they feel respected.
Thank you so much. You're a powerhouse.
Thank you, Faatiha. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.